Alright, last night's episode, Once Upon a Time, is the seventh episode of the season two. It's titled Child of the Moon. The backstory in this one is Red Riding Hood slash Ruby. Alright, the show starts off with the dwarves in the coal mine searching for fairy dust. They come upon diamonds, which um the blue fairy states that they could grind and turn into pixie dust. Which personally I did not know that. I thought pixie dust was something magical, but I didn't know it was just diamonds. But okay, hey. Then we go into a backstory of um, Red Riding Hood. She's meeting Mary Margaret, Snow. She's on the run. Snow's on the run from the Queen because the Queen's trying to have her head and whatnot. So they split up for a minute, and Ruby stumbles upon this woman named Anita and the rest of her people, and to find out Anita is actually her mother, and her mother is also a wolf and pretty much the leader of the pack. And she tells Red that she doesn't have to be afraid of being a wolf because she tells her, this is a quote. She says, "Human makes us seem that we are monsters. You only become one when you start to believe it." And so um, so her mother gets her to eventually stop wearing the cape that she's known for, to keep the wolf in her suppressed. And so she learns to control it, learn to be pretty much accept the wolf as a part of her because she hasn't been accepting it. And so she accepts that the wolf is a part of her, and eventually, Mary Margaret Snow comes back and tells Ruby, okay, let's go. But Ruby decides that she wants to stay with the rest of the pack and stuff because she feels she belongs somewhere. And so there's a male, I keep forgetting the name. He's a male wolf, and he ends up getting shot by an arrow, dies because the Queen soldier had followed Snow. And so the rest of the wolves, they killed the rest of the soldiers. And Anita gets mad at Snow because they was following her, and guessing that's her man. He died, and so she tells the rest of the pack to tie Snow up and tells Red to kill Snow, eat her. And Ruby's like she's not gonna eat her friend, so her mom decides that her mom shifts and she's gonna do it. So Red shifts into her wolf, and she tackles her mother, which accidentally impales her mother upon this metal stick thingy and kills her. And her mother Anita says Red that you chose her, and Ruby says no, I chose me. I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer, and neither are you. So that's what happens in past Fairytale Land. Modern day Fairytale Land, we have since the curse has been broken, Ruby has this fear about turning into a wolf during the first curse-free storybook moon. It's been like 28 years and she hasn't turned because of the curse. And so she ties us. They lock her up, only to find out that somebody did die. So now Albert Spencer, who was King George, he threatened to expose David Nolan as a shepherd and not a prince, and not fit to run this town as sheriff. And so he then got this mob all rallied up, and they want Ruby dead and stuff. And Ruby, and she eventually tries to go and turn herself in to be, killed and stuff. And Granny and David, they go and find out that was actually Albert Spencer. He killed Billy, I think the guy name was. And he set this whole thing up so it looks like Ruby, so he could have a reason to try to overthrow David as the town sheriff. So they go to the angry mob before they go and kill Belle. I mean, not Belle. Ugh, I'm thinking of the mob song from Beauty and the Beast. So they go try to kill Ruby. So they stop him. David tells the angry mob, that it was actually Albert who killed Bill, and he gets Ruby to calm down, and he puts her cloak back on her, and she's like, "Thank you," and stuff like that. Albert, on the other hand, has just fled the scene. So we have Red and David Newland going and trace him. They find him near this like bonfire and stuff, and he starts talking about how you you got to understand how I feel because I lost my family, so you're gonna lose yours. So he has the Mad Hatter's hat and he throws him to a fire. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, are you serious? And Albert, David punches him obviously, And Albert looks up at David and says, "You should have killed me when you had a chance." I'm just like, yes, kill him, because he's not gonna stop. But David's not that type of person. I mean, I would say let Rumple take care of it. That's what I said. Let Mr. Gold take care of it. And also with this in this episode, we have Henry is still having the nightmares of the fire, seeing this woman, and so, but it probably is becoming a little bit too dangerous because he wakes up and Regina is there and she looks at his hand and it's burnt up, and so she takes him to Mr. Gold, where he makes this necklace for him because he can't stop the dreams because it's a side effect of the curse. A side effect of the curse that Regina had cast, because Mr. Gold tells the dialogue. I'm gonna just do two of the quotes right here. It's Mr. Gold tells Regina that it's remarkable that you cast a curse that you know nothing about. Regina replies, "My victims are not supposed to wake up. That's why I'm certain. That's why I'm certain never to care to what's happened to them after until now, because Henry got burnt." So Rumple gives him a necklace, and he tells him that when he wears this necklace while he's sleeping, he'll be able to control the dream. And he tells him once he's able to control it, he won't fear it as much. He won't fear it anymore. And Regina, before little Henry is able to take the necklace from Rumpelstiltskin, she stops Henry. She's like, "Wait a minute, what's the price? Because with you, there's always a price. And since it's Henry, Rumpel's not going to have no price or nothing. He's going to give him to him free of charge." And so, when Henry goes back to sleep, we see him in the fire again, and he starts to concentrate, and he ends up talking to the female, to who we find out that is actually Sleeping Beauty. So somehow through this dream, Sleeping Beauty and Henry are able to see each other. And so on present day Fairy Tale Land, Sleeping Beauty wakes up, and Mary Margaret and Emma rush over to him, and she says, the boy was he was talking to me, because she's trying to dream again, and she said that it was Henry. So Snow and Emma are trying in bewilderment because they're trying to figure out how is she dreaming about her Henry, about Henry. And so that's pretty much that episode. Child of the Moon was pretty good. Nice little backstory for Red Riding Hood. Because if you know the storyline is like she wears a red cape, she's walking through the woods, she's told not to talk to strangers, she don't talk to a wolf, and then she gets eaten. I like the idea of the backstory and stuff, and the twist on it. In the fact that instead of having Red and the wolf, Red is the wolf. So I think that was kind of interesting too. So that was pretty much a good episode. Episode 7. It's gonna be 2 weeks from now, and until we have the next episode of Once Upon a Time, and that episode is gonna be titled Into the Deep, and we're gonna get more into the dream setting of why is Sleeping Beauty and Henry's having these dreams where they see each other and stuff. So, bye.